My name is Kerryn Probert. I work as a research and communications officer for Pesitho. We are a solar cook stove company based in Denmark.
Excellent.
Really what the grant is looking at is, what the grant is allowing is for us to take on research that gives us data into the health benefits of clean cook stoves. This is not something that's necessarily sales-driven research, but more the impact, the wider impact that clean cook stoves have. We are looking at comparing the indoor household air pollution with the solar cook stoves from Pesitho that have been installed in Uganda at the Bidibidi Refugee Settlement, and we're comparing those levels with houses that use traditional cooking fuels. So this is a really great chance to go in and get some data rather than just assuming a holistic approach that cook stoves don't produce any emissions, which they don't, but do people supplement the traditional cooking fuels with as alongside of solar cook stoves? So what levels, if there are any differences between houses that use cook stoves and maybe also use traditional fuels compared to houses that use only traditional fuels. I think the wider impacts of our research, it's not just looking at the indoor air pollution, but reasons perhaps why the cook stove isn't being used on its own, whether this is technological issues or if it's to do with everyday cultural uses, socio-economic backgrounds, whatever the issue is, the time of day that people like to cook, the type of food. And I think these aspects are interesting not only for further optimization of cook stoves, but also so we can get an understanding of everyday uses of cook stoves and how this can be manufactured into considerations in the future. I think a bit more further insight into people's everyday lives and everyday cooking routine. And this is important for setting up payment schemes. So if someone is going to be paying for their solar cook stove, usually what happens is that people can go and collect their fuel or their charcoal or whatever payment every day rather than in one lump sum during the month. And this is something that could be replicated with paying for solar an everyday system rather than bringing forward a very expensive cook stove that might seem impossible as an upfront cost. And I think even though the sector is doing this a lot more, but also creating a more gender inclusive approach, so not only for women and also not only for men, but when it comes to introducing cook stoves, make sure that both partners are there at the time so they can both see the benefits of using the cook stove and also learn from it, and whether it's maintenance or cooking with it or the additional features, if it's a lamp or a USB charging point. These are things that really should be aimed at women and men, not just one or the other.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.